Can you get tax relief if you're retired? Absolutely. Absolutely you can. As a matter of fact, and this is kind of a little secret, tax relief industry probably doesn't want you to know, the folks that you might see in like commercials and stuff, and I don't know if these stories are true or not, but if they are true stories of somebody who settles like $1 million of tax debt for like $1,000, this is typically an individual who had a successful business that they didn't pay taxes on for several years, and now they lost that business, and now they're retired, okay, and they submit an offer in compromise to the IRS to settle those back taxes from the years when they had the business, okay? That's kind of a cookie cutter scenario, right, for that high liability, low settlement offers in compromise that you might see advertised at various tax relief companies, okay? So yes, you can absolutely get tax relief if you're retired. This doesn't apply to all, retired folks. So I don't want to, shame individuals to which it doesn't apply. But home ownership tends to maybe present an issue with the offer in compromise for many retirees who own their home and have a lot of equity in their home. Okay, that's kind of the one caveat here for a lot of, retired folks. But there's ways around that, okay? So maybe it's not an offer in compromise because, the equity in your home is kind of fair game with an offer in compromise, but maybe it's some kind of structured payment plan where we can convince the IRS to ignore the equity you have in your home, not force you to borrow against it, things like that, or God forbid, sell your home to pay the IRS. Where we're just isolating what your monthly income is, okay, and your monthly living expenses are, to come up with some kind of relatively low payment amount that you could perhaps pay the IRS every month. And the beauty of that is, well, these payments don't last forever. They're only going to last until the IRS can still collect the debt from you, which is until their 10-year time limit expires. Yes, the IRS has a 10-year time limit to collect a tax debt from you. The 10-year time limit starts from the date the tax is assessed. This is called the collection statute expiration date. I have plenty of videos about this on my YouTube channel. But, kind of long story short, if you owe $100,000 to the IRS and this debt is from, so let's say 6 years ago, you got 4 years left, we can convince the IRS you can only afford to pay them $100 a month. You're gonna pay them $100 a month for 4 years. So what's that? That's like, $1,200 a year times 4 is $4,800 on $100,000 of tax debt, and then that tax debt gets written off. Folks, that's just as good as an offer in compromise, right? Believe it or not, that's just as good as an offer in compromise, or many offers and compromises. So, yes, it is possible to get tax debt if you're retired, but sometimes the way we look at it, we have to get a little bit creative with it, so to speak.